What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Eclectic Beard. This go around, be looking at 10 surprising facts about Denmark. I did say I was going to start looking at other countries and cultures. So yeah, especially after the video on how America treats their people compared to the rest of the world, and just some of the facts, some of the ways that they take and treat their people over in Denmark as far as work is concerned, with paid time off and stuff like that, maternity leave. Figure, oh, well, let's take a little bit deeper look. So yeah, here we go.
The world is huge, and it has many different cultures and people within it. And we here on FTD Facts have had the pleasure to talk about and learn about so many countries, from India to Canada to Sweden. And within learning about those places, we've found so many great stories and accomplishments for those nations and its people. But today on FTD Facts, we are jumping a little bit further into the world and talking about a fascinating country. A country that may not be big in size, but its heart is easily measurable to the rest of the world. And that is the country of Denmark. Yo guys, what's going on? Dave Walpa here, and welcome to FTD Facts, the channel where we talk about different cultures and people from all around the world. And today we are looking at the great country known as Denmark, which is a Nordic country. Now before I get in this video, guys, I want to let you guys know about Grammarly.com. They're one of our sponsors. If you guys aren't, as a matter of fact, when I was a kid, I used to always think that Denmark was like, it's a really cool, fascinating country, one that I've been wanting to. You got to learn about Denmark right now. So let's get into talking about Denmark, guys, because it's a really cool, fascinating country, one that I've been wanting to talk about for a while.
Bro, this cat could be an auctioneer. Holy shit. Just hurry up and get to the facts. It's a 7-minute video. Like, you just breezing over some of the facts. Like, just get to it.
As a matter of fact, when I was a kid, I used to always think that Denmark was like a restaurant, but then I found out it was a country, and I was like, oh god, maybe I should never tell the Danish that.
That's the reason why you pay attention to geography, folks.
So the first thing we got to start talking about is its population, and it's a pretty big country for its size, being home to approximately 5,748,769 people. At least that's estimated for 2017. To this estimate, it is listed as the 112th largest country due to population, and all these people are spread across a unique landscape that is approximately 42,931 square kilometers, which means for every square kilometer you go, you'll see approximately 133.4 people. I really hope you don't see 0.4 people, because that would just be disgusting. They'd be cut into like almost half. Now keep in mind, a good portion of Denmark's size of land can't be accurately calculated. And this is due to the fact that because it's in an archipelago, there's so many times that tides come in and wash away islands. And this is because although it is a beautiful place, it is quite flat. It has an average elevation of 34 meters above sea level, which sets Denmark at 4th when it comes to countries with the lowest average elevation. Other countries like Maldives, Qatar, and the Netherlands are ahead of it. So you might be wondering, are there a lot of mountains in Denmark? Well, unfortunately not. The highest point is Mullahoy, sitting at 170.85 meters. Now, its height was disputed for quite a long time until they set the record straight in 2005. And the area itself is marked with a millstone, which is the remains of an old mill that used to once sit there until about 1917. And although Denmark is a really cool and interesting country, what is unique about it besides the fact that it's flat and it's got really cool culture? Well, let's...
So it's the Kansas of Scandinavian countries.
Let's talk about its economy, because currently it sits at the 37th largest export economy in the entire world. They export a total of $85.8 billion a year. Now when it comes to imports, it ranks at 34th, having a pretty balanced import-export ratio. And its imports equal $85.2 billion, which is just shy its exports.
Yeah, it's pretty even. A lot of times you've got one that's quite a bit larger than the other.
And out of all these exports, 10% are packaged medicaments, which 28% of those medicaments go to the United States. They also export these to Germany and Sweden, and some of the imports, 4.6%, are cars, and 3.5% being refined petroleum. However, if we're going to talk about Denmark and its import-exports, one that we should mention is pigs. They got a lot of them. As a matter of fact, pig meat equals 3%, with also human and animal blood coming in at 2.8%. I never knew that countries really exported blood. That's kind of a new thing for me. And the reason this is mentioned is because because in Denmark, there are more pigs than there are people. As a matter of fact, they have an estimated 24 to 28 million pigs, which is much more than their like 5 million people. The reason for all these pigs is because Denmark is the leading exporter of pork in the entire world. And the
Did not know that. That's pretty interesting. Leading exporter of pork. I mean, if you're going to export something, exporting pork, something that everybody else eats and stuff like that. Here, I don't know how it is where everybody else is at that's watching this. Myself personally, I love some good pork, especially if it's, barbecue, but, some pork chops or pork loin or something like that. Makes for a damn fine meal.
country is home to about 5,000 pig farms, which maybe in the United States there's more, but as for exporting, they are the ones that actually are the highest. And as for the manure produced from these pigs, they say they could fill up to 90,000 swimming pools of it each year. I don't know.
I gotta say this, that's some small little pens for them pigs to be in, like, oof.
From these pigs, they say they could fill up to 90,000 swimming pools of it each year. I don't know if that's Olympic-sized swimming pools, but either way, that's something that I just wouldn't want to go swimming in. Now, one thing that's most important about Denmark is its monarchy. It is considered the oldest continuous monarchy in Europe. It began in 935 with Gorm the Old being considered the real first king of Denmark. However, some historians are like, no, that's not actually true. It's probably actually his son, whose name's son Harvard Bluetooth, who pretty much won all of Denmark, bringing them all together. And although there are many different family names that have changed throughout history within the royal monarchy, we should probably mention Margaret I, or as the Danish pronounce it, Margaret I, who was the first female monarch for the country. Now, she was the founder of the Kalmar.
I didn't realize, like, that they're still a dynasty? Or not a dynasty, but a monarchy? I didn't realize that.
Union, and her reign was from 1387 to 1412. Now, one thing that was really interesting about her is she had a really interesting policy within the government, and that was that the government would give 500 marks to any woman that was violated or abused during the wars with Denmark and Sweden. And let's not confuse her with Margaret II, who is, part of the monarchy now. Now, earlier when I talked about it being archipelago, Denmark is a country that is not only on a peninsula called Jutland, but it's also a land that is home to 433 named islands. And one thing that I found interesting, out of these 433 islands, about 70 of them are uninhabited. I didn't think there was a lot of that in Northern Europe. And out of all these islands and its peninsula known as Jutland, they have about 13...
I was going to say, as far as them being uninhabited, if I'm not mistaken, Denmark being at the very top there, because you got Sweden, Norway, Denmark being at the very top there, that's some harsh conditions that would be on some of those islands. So makes sense.
Heritage sites. Now, 8 of them are considered UNESCO or UNESCO zones, and one we should mention is the Jelling Mounds Runic Stones and Church. This was the first UNESCO zone in Denmark, being inscribed in 1994. It is located in the Jelling municipality, and although it might seem like they're just 2 stones, they were erected by Gorm the Old for his wife Thera. And many people think of this site as being the beginning of Denmark as a nation. And one thing to add, although these rocks are outside currently, the UNESCO officials came in and surveyed the area and discovered that these rocks were being damaged because of erosion, so they're going to put them in an indoor facility. So there you have it, guys. That is us talking about the great nation of Denmark. If you guys know any facts that we missed, or we perhaps...
Alright, yeah, so that was, alright, so that's a nice little teaser. It's a nice little teaser. We'll dig more into, Denmark history and culture and stuff like that, just because I want to do the same thing with Sweden and Norway as well. Just I've seen pictures from Denmark, beautiful, looks very beautiful, same with like Sweden, Norway and stuff like that, but just you got those 3 countries, you got Vikings that come from there, and just I don't know, a lot of rich history, and a lot that they just don't get spotlighted a whole lot. So yeah, we'll take looks at them and other countries as well, but we'll definitely, this is a nice teaser for Denmark. Did not realize it with the pork being the biggest exporter of pork. Didn't realize that. It's pretty interesting, but yeah. All right, so y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.